People with ADHD, what did you think was normal? How did you find out it wasn't? A constant inner dialogue. I'm always having conversations with myself that never last more than a 10-15 minutes unless it's something repetitive like a song lyric or piece of a rhyming poem. Then I can't get that out of my head sometimes for days, and it drives me insane. I had no idea other people could just get up and do things. Like it doesn't take them days or weeks to build up to making a phone call or any other task. Lucky. I used to think everyone had the same level of difficulty focusing or staying organized until I realized that my struggles were more pronounced than those around me, leading me to seek out a diagnosis and understanding of ADHD. Is it normal to be hyper-aware of your ADHDisms? Work specific. I'm never late. I get to work at least an hour before I need to be there. Normally more than an hour. Very organized. I have a to-do list every day. Do the thing, check it off the list. I have a calendar with reminders set. I email myself other things to not forget. I complete tasks before they need to be completed. And so on and so on and so on. When I get home, I'm so freaking tired. My brain is mush. The idea of making any sort of decision is paralyzing. Not feeling hunger if you're focused on something. When I was younger, I used to think that's just how the human body worked. You eat at certain times because you're supposed to, and if you forget, you simply don't eat until the next time you're supposed to. I was in my late teens when I found out that for most people there are multiple stages between not hungry and about to pass out. For lack of a better term, I call it the ADHD stutter step. You'll be walking through the house with the intention of doing X, then I remember I might as well do Y on the way, so I abruptly start walking towards Y, only to realize it makes more sense to do X first, so I juke back again. But then I remember Z, in the other direction, makes the most sense to do. Sometimes I'll even forget what X was to begin with. But at least half the dishes are put away, the hallway mirror is spotless, and my phone is in the fridge. Well, there's plenty not normal about me, but ADHD specific had to have been my inability to follow a list of things more than 2 items long before forgetting something. If you want me to take something downstairs and feed the dogs, I'm good to go. If you want me to take something downstairs, feed the dogs, and switch laundry loads, I will absolutely forget to do something. Lol. Constantly hearing every sound and conversation at the same level of intensity, and having to actively focus on the sounds relevant to you while still having the world screaming around you. Got a pair of quality noise-canceling headphones. Put them on, and started crying. I had never experienced quiet like that before. They are the kind that still allow close voices to go through, though AMD had conversations in public for the first time without feeling like throwing up. Told my boyfriend and my mum to try them on. They said they worked well, but it wasn't much different. I asked if they could still hear the refrigerator buzzing or the kids in the other room, and they said no, but they would just block that stuff out normally. What? For me, it's the need for background noise to concentrate. Growing up, I always had the TV on or music playing when I did homework. I thought it was normal, just my way of dialing in. It wasn't until college that I realized most of my friends studied in silence and were baffled by how I could focus with so much going on. I've since learned it's an ADHD trait to seek sensory stimulation to maintain focus. The quiet is too quiet for my brain, apparently. Mine would have to be the constant movement. I literally can't sit still, and I realize bad it is now. I've been dealing with it for so long. My best friends tells me that I burn calories trying to sit still. I thought everyone was like this until I was about 15 years old. I do not even realize I'm moving 99% of the time. Getting anxious when waiting. Not the normal impatience you might feel when waiting in line, but physical discomfort and worrying when there's not an assured time for something to happen. Feeling like you need to escape. I would sit around needing to use the bathroom or grab something to eat and mentally talk or hype myself into doing it for long lengths of time, sometimes hours. I specifically remember one instance where it was over 3 hours of just mentally sitting there needing to use the restroom, and I just couldn't make myself get up and go. Thought everyone did this. Telling stories with very specific details, but also unnecessary ones, and forking through side stories using parentheses while sometimes forgetting the main story itself. It was less interesting anyways. Apparently this sort of storytelling is not normal, although I am exaggerating on parentheses for demonstration purposes. Going all day on nothing but coffee and nicotine because it's busy today is apparently not normal. Apparently most people don't want to move their furniture around every few months. I thought most people could bounce around the house singing along to your favorite songs and then climb into bed and fall asleep. Oh, a lot of things, though the 2 main ones were 1. People could control their brains. They could stop their internal monologue, and concentrate when they want to. The second one was, people don't get distressed when they don't have enough stimulation like at all. If I was to sit in a room with no noise for any more than 5 minutes, I would start singing, rubbing things between my fingers, or even clawing at my skin just to stimulate myself. I'm curious, have you noticed any other differences in your organizational habits compared to those without ADHD? Maybe there are some clever strategies we can share and learn from each other. Apparently people without AD can just turn off their brains to go to sleep. My husband told me this is what he does and my mind is still blown. I don't think my brain has ever turned off in my entire life. If I can narrow down my thoughts to like one topic without questions, then I can fall asleep. The constant need to talk. There are times I have to tell myself to shut up because I get excited in conversations. For no reason. I jump from topic to topic without realizing it, and we go from talking about Final Fantasy to the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand due to the taxes being so high in the US right now. If you are wondering how they all connect, trust me, they do. If I am talking to people and playing a video game, I tend to run around aimlessly or jump from object to object to see if I can make it.